Oh, doggy. We scored. As you saw, I got a nice stack of games, and a lot of them are actually worth a pretty good amount in GameStop credit. Plus, there's some fun ones to add to the collection. Back again at Cash America. Let's see if they've got anything new or at least something else worth picking up. Let's go. How's it going? That wind. Okay. I got some stuff in here. So maybe double check to see if it's worth anything. I don't think it is. There's another Red Dead. I know Bloodborne had some value at one point. I'll have to look up that one. Mortal Kombat 10, I think. Okay, yeah, those are good. Let's see what we got here. NBA. I don't have any GTAs. They did at one point. They had a bunch of them. FIFA 18, Halo 5, Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah, it looks like all the GTAs are gone. Alright. Oh, baby. Fantasy Aquarium World. That sounds interesting. It's probably just an aquarium simulator, but I'm down. Okay. So, right now I'm looking at this pile, but I'm going to take a look at values and see if there's anything worth trading in here. Here are the consoles. They do have this Elite Xbox 360 that I'm kind of tempted to make an offer on. I'll ask about it because it's still here and it's not in great shape, but if it functions, that's all I care about, so we'll see, but I'll go ask.
30 plus tax?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm down.
600 by hard drive. Let me make a funny stuff right.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. How's the controller look? I mean, it doesn't matter really because I got others. Okay, it's not great, but that's okay. As long as it works, that's what I care about. That fan over there makes so much difference. It's so nice over there. Right?
You want me to add the 15-day warranty just in case? It'll just bump it up by $1.50 more. It'll be $33.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in case.
Just to be sure it works. I'll test it when I get home, but yeah. Okay, how much are we looking at for those? It's a lot of older stuff.
You checked this already?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the last time it wasn't. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
30 bucks. Everything.
Sounds great. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Nice round 60 plus tax. Oh, doggy. We scored. As you saw, I got a nice stack of games, and a lot of them are actually worth a pretty good amount in GameStop credit. Plus, there's some fun ones to add to the collection. And I finally got a replacement Xbox 360 to replace my broken one, and it's an Elite, which is kind of cool. The faceplate is messed up, but that doesn't matter. I have a better one anyway, so I'm pretty excited. I'm going to go over all those games when I have a seat somewhere else, but that was a good score, and I got all of that for 60 bucks, as you saw. So we'll go into more detail in a bit. All right, so now it's time to go over all the stuff that we picked up from Cash America. Now, the one thing I'm not going to show, just because it's in my bag and I don't want to pull it out right now, is the Xbox 360 Elite console. So, long story short, the Xbox 360 that I've had for over a decade now, the disc tray is broken. So, I can open it using the console, and I can only open it using the console if there's a disc in the tray. If there's no disc in the tray, you have to really force it open, which is how the button broke. And I was just tired of that, so I wanted to get a replacement console to replace that one. I've got everything else good to go. So, of course, you know, replacing a console, you might as well just grab a nice pre-owned one that works perfectly. And I wanted an Elite for a while. This one's in a little rough shape. The faceplate's got some damage. There's a little bit of rust on it, but according to the pawn shop, it works fine. I'm going to test it when I get home. And I also have a 15-day warranty on it, so if for some reason it doesn't work, I can just return it. So I think it was a good pickup. Plus, I only paid 30 bucks. They originally wanted 45 for it, which is a bit high for an Xbox 360. As you saw, I almost got one for 20 bucks at the thrift shop, but that one, the disc tray didn't open. I'm pretty sure it was a similar problem to what mine has. So I passed on that because I'm not going to take another broken one, but I did get a hopefully working one. It's an Elite for 30 bucks, so not too bad. But that's not the big story. The big story are the games. Because Cash America had a lot of games that they did not have last week. And I looked up some of the prices, and most of these I can trade in for a pretty penny. So I'm pretty excited about it. So we're going to start off with the most exciting game by far. Madagascar 3 on the PS3, baby. I don't know why I picked this up. I mostly did because it's a complete PS3 game. It looks like it's in good shape. I haven't even seen Madagascar 3, so there's not really a good reason why I picked this up. But I'm like, yeah, it's a complete PS3 game. Might as well grab it. By the way, the bundle of games that I'm showing you, I paid a grand total of 30 bucks for. So everything is bundled together for 30 bucks. And when you see what I got, I think you'll agree that I did very well on that front. So next up, an old mainstay, Just Dance 4 on the Wii. So this is a game which, for some reason, has some decent value in trading credit at GameStop. I don't know why. It's specifically Just Dance 4, but it is. So it's in there. It's not complete, but that doesn't really matter because I'm trading it in. And it's worth like $6 in trade-in, so that's pretty solid. I'll go over the trade-in value later when I go to GameStop, but I'm pretty happy with how all that turned out. Next up is a disc-only copy of Fantasy Aquarium World on the Wii. So this I just grabbed on a whim. Never really seen it before. I'm assuming it's an aquarium on the Wii, so it's probably not very good. But again, when you're paying that little for games, it's worth picking up the weird novelty stuff like Madagascar and Fantasy Aquarium World. So I'm like, might as well grab it. Next, I'm saving the stronger ones for the end just because they're really exciting. Another copy of Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PS4, so I'm a little worried because I haven't traded in my copy from last week yet, spoiler, although that will be included in, you've already seen that clip. Anyway, so they have it listed on GameStop's website that they take this on Xbox One, but they don't for PS4, which is a little concerning. I'm going to assume they do because it'd be really weird of them not to take the PS4 copy. But it's another complete inbox copy. It's worth about $6 in trade-in, at least the Xbox One version is. So I figured it was probably worth grabbing, even on a gamble, because worst comes to worst, I could probably flip it online for like $10. So I'm not too worried about that. This one I was really excited for because I knew this had value, because apparently it just shot up in value for some reason. And it certainly did. Bloodborne on the PS4. So this game is actually worth a pretty penny in trading credit right now. Now I don't have it currently because I traded in my copy. So I could keep this one and I might. We'll see how much trading credit I get, but it's worth a pretty good amount of trading credit, so I might trade it in. But we'll see. This one I thought was really cool. It is the Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Hardened Edition on the PS4. And the main reason why I got it is because it comes in this cool steelbook, which is neat. It does not say PS4 on it. So what I'm honestly going to do is I'm going to swap out the PS4 copy with my Xbox One copy. So I'll keep the sleeve just as a novelty, even there won't be a PS4 copy in the steelbook. And I'll trade in the PS4 copy of Black Ops 3, which is still worth about $660 in trade-in. So again, decent trade-in bonus there. So I'll take that. This one I thought was cool because again, this game is new. It's very new. It didn't get a great reception, and it's not worth a ton of money right now, but considering how little I paid, I'm not complaining. I figure it's worth adding to the collection. Battlefield 2042. So this game came out late last year. It's the newest Battlefield game. It's kind of bombing, but I paid very, very little for it. So I figured it's absolutely worth grabbing for the little bit of price that I did. I wish it was the Xbox version because I would play that more, but you know what? For the PS4 copy, I'm not complaining. It gives me something to play on PS4, so sure, why not? And then this was my favorite pickup just because I can't tell you how many times I have found this and the game was not in it. But this time it was a little better than that. So we have Wii Sports, but not only is the game in there, there's two of them. That's right. And Wii Sports is still worth like $7 in trading credit. So two of them for that price, which is pretty fantastic. So all in all, I got a lot of stuff that I could trade into GameStop for a pretty good amount of credit. I'm very happy with the pickups. Got a couple that I'm going to keep, like the Black Ops 3 case, Madagascar, the aquarium game, and Battlefield. But all the rest I'm trading in, I could get a pretty good amount of credit for it. So can't complain. And I got a 360 that will hopefully be a nice, worthy replacement to my existing one. So very happy with this stop. Add that to my 3 games I got from the thrift shop, and it's been a pretty solid day of game hunting. So now I'm going to go to GameStop, where I'm going to trade in all the stuff that I've got, see if there's anything worth picking up. Let's go. We've made it to the end of this game hunting adventure. It's GameStop time. So let's go in, trade in what we got, see what we come away with, if anything. Let's go. You're back.
Nintendo Switch. I do Nintendo Switch.
How's it going? Good. I have some trade-ins for you. Not that, I might be getting that. While you were gone, I had the greatest ATB opening ever. I opened an Astral Radiance ETB that I got from here, and it had the Palkia Gold and the Dialga alternate art in it. Same one. Yep. So it's like, I mean, I think the raw value at the time was like $140 in just those two cards. I'm like, that's insane. That's insane. Yeah. What are the 30% bonus games right now for pre-order? Or do you know them? There's 2 copies in there, by the way.
Which one is the one that you want to pre-order?
I mean, I just want to get a bonus if possible, but I was planning on pre-ordering Live Alive and Xenoblade.
We got Bayonetta 3 as well for pre-order.
Okay.
For the Switch.
So, not gonna lie, I have that one pre-ordered on Amazon. It was so long ago. It was back when they had their Prime discount. So I'm actually going to keep that one just because I think it's funny. I pre-ordered it in 2017. And I'm just going to keep that pre-order. That's been sitting on my dad's Prime account for years. Like this long pre-order of Bayonetta 3. But it's finally coming out.
That one you're buying?
Possibly, yeah. I have that, and I also have a pro membership if you need that.
For the game, the total in credit is going to be 79 with 16 and cash 62 with 88.
Cool. Well, I'm definitely going to do credit.
Right? With 30.
Yeah, so here's that. Then I'm going to do some pre-orders as well.
What are the games? Xenoblade 3 and what is the other one?
Xenoblade and Live Alive. Both on Switch. Just 5 on both of those. Oh, that worked. It bumped up the credit a lot, so... So I guess Live Alive is one of the ones. I can't wait. November.
Yes.
This is the one time I'm like, I have to get both because they're different. Which is, I'm like, I'm gonna have to get double pack. Could I take a look at the retro drawer just to see if we've got anything new? The older games. They used to be in this drawer right here, but I don't know if they moved them or not.
We don't have for the old ones.
You got rid of them all?
CJ came and get them.
Oh, darn. That's a shame. Do you have this? Just curious.
That one, let me break it for you. I have only one in stock.
On Series X? Okay, I'll take it. Yeah. Interesting. I would like to price match that then because the website has that for 20. Mm-hmm. See?
I can verify.
Yeah. A nice long receipt. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right, so that was a little bit of a 180. So I did end up trading in Battlefield, and the main reason why is it was worth $770 in trade-in, and the Xbox Series X version was $20. So yeah, I paid a little bit of extra in credit, but I figured, you know what, I'd rather play that game on the Series X, so I think it was worth the upgrade. And it was worth a decent amount in credit. But all in all, I got like $85, which is insane, because there was a bonus for pre-ordering Live Alive and Xenoblade. So I have 2 pre-orders, and I have like $64 left in credit, which I know exactly what I'm going to do with it, and I'll explain that when I get home. But yeah, now time to head back and go over everything that I picked up today for this part of the video. All right, it is time for yet another episode of Condition Report, and this time we have 2 packages from GameStop. All right, so I made this order last week. I was trying to get free shipping, which is why I, placed a good chunk of it. Some of this order you actually saw in last week's episode. I wanted to split it up to make 2 decently sized episodes. So we're gonna start with this package, which includes 1 game. Mostly what I was doing at GameStop is I was going through their older games, picking out games that were $10, and using them for the buy for $10 games, get them all for $20 promo. But I also picked up some games that were on sale during their summer sale as well. So this is a PS3 game. It is in a generic GameStop case. Not having great luck with PS3 right now. But we have Tony Hawk's Proving Ground on the PS4, and what's kind of unfortunate about this is I forgot when I ordered this that I actually have this game on Xbox 360. So, in all seriousness, I might just return this to GameStop and try to replace it with another $5 game. That might be my goal. We'll see. Oh, and also, I love the fact they crossed off 4 and wrote 3. So, yeah, I might just replace this with another PS3 game, or another game that's priced at $10 or less from GameStop. But Tony Hawk, it's here. This one is more interesting because it's got 2 retro games, but it's also got a new game in it for the Xbox Series X. So let's take a look at this bad boy and see what we got. So the first game is sealed, so that's the new game, I would assume, because if the other 2 are sealed, that would be impressive. Yep, it is the new game. We have Iron Harvest Complete Edition on the Xbox Series X. This is a RTS game. I believe it's a World War I RTS game, or like, I don't know, something like that. It looks really cool. It looks like an interesting RTS. It was only $15 when I picked it up, so I figured that's absolutely worth grabbing for that low of a price. And again, it's a nice, interesting looking game to add to my Xbox collection, so I ain't complaining there. Next up, let's see. I have an Xbox 360 and a PS3 game in here. This feels like an Xbox 360K. Oh, man. Okay. We only need to get cover art for this one, folks. We have a black case for NBA Street Home Court on the Xbox 360. This was the final NBA Street game to come out in that series. The disc is okay, at least. It's got some light scratches, but it should work. I'll have to test it on my 360 that I just picked up and see how that works. But yep, NBA Street Home Court. I've been wanting to play an NBA Street game for a while. I don't have any of them currently, so I figured I'd grab the 360 one. Ideally, I really want to find NBA Street 3 on the GameCube. But also NBA Street Volume 2 on the PS2 would be nice too. But yeah, NBA Street Home Court, $5. Generic case, not great. Last game. Will this one be complete? No, yes, kind of. Well, we have cover art. And we have literally everything except the case. Interesting. Epic Mickey, The Power of 2 on the PS3. So, I technically own this game digitally on the Xbox 360, but I figured, you know what, I would like a physical copy. And the PS3 copy was available for $10, so essentially I got it for $5. So, it's complete, technically. The only thing that's not complete is the case. But the manual is here, the disc is here, the cover art is here, so I would call that complete. Okay. So we did alright. We got... Well, actually, no, not really. I mean, the nice thing is the new game was sealed. Then this one was fine because it came with the most important bits. The other 2, this one didn't even come with cover art. It's just a black case. And then Tony Hawk came with generic cover art and a black case. So, not the greatest showing when it comes to GameStop. You can tell that they don't care quite as much about their older games as they do their newer stuff. Which is why oftentimes when you order older games, you will get crap cases. But, you know, that's how it is sometimes. Anyway, I do have one more package coming later this week. And that one has a game that I really hope is complete because it's not a cheap game. You'll see what I mean when it comes in. Alright, it is another day and it is time to wrap up this episode with one last condition report. And this time it is from GameStop. So, as you saw, I got a lot of games that I needed to trade into GameStop. Got some solid credit for it. I used that credit to get 2 pre-orders taken care of, but I also saved most of the credit. And the main reason why I did that is because there is a game that I saw on the GameStop website that is pretty hard to come by. It's not on the site very often. It's also kind of on the expensive side. But considering a game that's coming out later this month, I figured it's one I probably should have. And now it's time to find out if it is complete or not. So let's take a look and see. It feels good. Oh yeah. Okay. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the Switch. So for some reason, Xenoblade 2 is really hard to come by. You can find Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition literally everywhere. But the sequel is, for some reason, really tough to find. GameStop had some, and as you can see, this game is several years old. It's still priced at $54.99 because it's expensive. But here's the thing. I paid for it with credit, and it's all credit that I got for paying not very much for a bunch of pawn shop games. So I don't feel bad splurging on an expensive game if I didn't pay much for what I traded in. So it is complete in terms of the case. There's the chip. Everything looks good. So glad to have this. So Xenoblade 2. Now I have Xenoblade 1, 2, and X. And I'm ready for Xenoblade 3 when it comes out, which I do have pre-ordered. So there you go. I'll have the entire trilogy. I'm sure my brother will be happy because this is his favorite series. So I figured I'd try it out eventually. So might as well grab them, especially because they're kind of expensive, and I have a feeling their values are going to go up later on if they're this expensive this early. So anyway, Xenoblade 2, I paid $55 in credit for it. And oddly enough, it's actually worth $58. And what's interesting is, even if it was loose, which I'm glad it's complete, but the value would have only gone down $1. Loose, that game is $57. So that tells you how tough to come by Xenoblade 2 is. But I have it. It's a complete copy. Very, very happy. Good start. So now we're going to get to the other stuff that I picked up throughout the week. And honestly, I think I picked up some pretty decent games for sure. So we're going to start off with the two games that I still have from Cash America. Now, I did keep the case and the extra box for Call of Duty Black Ops 3 because it was the hardened editions. I mostly just wanted the steelbook case. Plus, I could trade in the game disc only for more than what I paid for it, so that was worth it. So I'm not going to show that because I just kept the steelbook, but, you know, I did. Anyway, I picked up two games, and these are kind of wacky games that you wouldn't think would be worth picking up, but you'll be surprised. So we're going to start off with a loose copy of Fantasy Aquarium World on the Wii. I used a spare Xbox 360 case because I don't have any Wii cases lying around them at the moment. But yeah, I mostly picked this up because it's a game I don't see very often and looked interesting. Might as well add it to the pile since I was making a pile. I paid $3.33 for this, which is what I paid for every single game I picked up at Cash America for my $30 bundle. And this game is actually worth $6. So not a ton, but hey, not bad. This one's gonna surprise you. Madagascar 3, the video game on the PS3. It's a movie-based game. It's a fairly late movie-based game. This was long after the movie-based game boom happened. And you can tell because it's published by D3. This was when a lot of publishers were getting out of the movie-based game. So this came out on PS3. It was at Cash America. It is complete, in pretty good shape. Paid $3.33 for this. And what's wild about it, it's actually worth $18. So this game has value, a decent amount of it, for a PS3 kids game. Who would have known? But figured it was worth grabbing. Then comes my GameStop physical purchase, and this one I mostly picked up because A, the price was decent, and B, I did have a copy on PS4 that I could have just kept. But my feeling is, for this type of game, if I'm gonna play it, I'd rather play it on my preferred platform, which is the Xbox Series X. So I traded in the PS4 copy of Battlefield 2042. Got, what, $7 for it, something like that? We're gonna go over that trade-in in a bit. And I ended up getting a Xbox Series X copy of Battlefield 2042 for $20, but it was all in credit because I got a lot of credit. So, not too bad. I'll take it. I heard this game's not very good, but I figured, you know what, for that low of a price, I might as well grab it. I paid $20 in credit for it, and it is worth 18. So I actually did a little bit of a loss there, but that's okay. So I did want to go over the trading credit because I got some pretty crazy trading credit values for the games that I traded in. So here is my receipt from my trade-in at GameStop. As you can see, I traded in quite a few games. Now, I will say I traded in most of the stuff I got from Cash America, plus a few extras that I had from previous videos. Like I had an extra copy of Red Dead, I had Black Ops Cold War, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So this total is including those 3 games. I also had an extra copy of Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy that I figured I might as well trade in, even though it didn't get me a whole lot. So when you look at the grand total, including the games from previous episodes, I spent $38.34 on the trading credit. I ended up getting $94.80. So I gained like a lot. Over $50 in trading credit because of this bonus. And literally all I did was trade in all those pawn shop games. I also had a pre-order for Live Alive, which boosted my trade-in value by 20%. So I got a 30% bonus, plus all of these games I paid way less than what they were worth in trading credit. So that's why you do what you do when you game hunt, and that's how you can pick up a bunch of really nice games, or in my case, a really expensive, hard to get game for cheap. So yeah, I did that and got Battlefield, as you saw. So I'm pretty happy with that. The other thing that I have, and I didn't bring the console out just because I didn't want to, but for the example, I'll show you the bad looking controller. I got an Xbox 360 also from Cash America. Now, this was a black Elite model, and it wasn't in exactly the greatest shape. The reason why I decided to go for it is, first off, I just need a replacement console. And I need it to be the older model Xbox 360 because I have a 120 gig hard drive that has a number of games that you can't download anymore. So I wanted to make sure I could still play those games, and the best way to do it is to just transfer the hard drive to another console of the existing model. I did want an Elite because the Elite console tends to run a little bit better than the other models. I had an old arcade, so the Elite should run a little bit better, plus it's black, so it looks a little cooler. And I could get it for cheap. Cash America originally wanted like $50 for this Xbox. They bumped it down to $40. I offered $30, and they took it without hesitation. Just because I figured, you know, it's not in the greatest shape. I don't think people are chomping at the bit to get an old Xbox 360, so I figured, you know what, let's just grab it. I also got a warranty on it, so if for some reason it doesn't work, I can return it and get all of my money back. So I am going to show you what it looks like to turn on that Xbox, just because I'm sure people are curious. A, does it have a bonus game? And B, does it work? So here's where I'm going to insert the clip of me testing my Xbox 360 Elite. All right, so I have hooked the replacement Xbox up. This is the new Elite. It's plugged in. I've got all my stuff hooked up. Let's see what happens. Does not appear to be powering on. Hold on a second. Okay, so it appears the power supply is having some issues because I can't get it to power on. Thankfully, though, I have my original power supply. So we're going to hook that bad boy up and see if that helps. No, apparently I'm a dummy because I hooked up the wrong power supply. Okay, should be the right one now. Let's turn this baby on and see if it purrs. Turned on. So far, so good. It boots up. That's a good sign. Showing all of my profiles. I'm trying to get this controller to work. Okay, here I am. It's currently signing me in. That's fine. Oh, I just realized. Is this a console that doesn't have... Oh, wait, maybe. Yep. Just realized I can't hook this bad boy up. I have to get the stupid wireless adapter because this is an older 360. That's okay, though. The big thing is it works. That's the big thing. And look. That answers my question. Is there a game disc inside? And it turns out we got a bonus disc of Grand Theft Auto 4 in pretty decent shape, I might say. So the system powers on. I've encountered no issues with it so far. The disc tray works perfectly. The only downside is it appears I need to get a wireless network adapter in order to get it to connect to live. But honestly, out of all the problems this thing could have, that ain't the worst. So, I call that a win. System works. We got a bonus disc. All is right with the world. In terms of value, I paid $30 for the Elite, and it's actually worth $40 in loose condition. Now, granted, this controller is not great. The thumbsticks are gone. It's taped up. This is basically garbage. Plus, I don't really need it. I have a ton of Xbox 360 controllers. I'm not worried about the controller. I literally just wanted a replacement console. The extra cords, they're good backups, but I just needed a replacement console to replace my existing one because the disk drive is broken. That's really it. So hopefully it works. You'll know before I do. I'm actually filming this before I filmed that part, so we'll see, but I think I did okay on it. Now we're gonna go to our last few pickups that I picked up from GameStop online, and there were some pretty decent ones. Two of them were part of the pay $20 for 4 $10 games promotion, and then one of them was a new game that had a pretty good discount on it. I showed you some previous games in that bundle in last week's episode, so check that out if you want to see more of the ones I picked up. But here are the ones that I got for this episode. First off, we have this blank case that happens to have a copy of NBA Street Home Court on the Xbox 360. I wish it wasn't in a blank case. That kind of sucks, but I mean, the game is going to be fun, I'm sure. This is probably the game I'm going to end up testing on the 360 to see if it works. Obviously, you'll know when I test it. But paid $5 for this, and it's actually worth $9 in loose condition, so not terrible. Next up, we have Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2 on the PS3. It's kind of complete because it's got everything in it except for the original box. It's a generic GameStop case, but the box art is here, the manual is here, the disc is in good shape. As you can see here, apparently at one point it was priced at $15. When I got it, it was down to $10, and I ended up getting it for $5 because of the promo. And this one is actually worth $10. So again, basically worth what I would have paid if I didn't get the promo. And then the last one, this one I mostly got just because it sounds interesting and it's an RTS on console. I'm always down to try RTSs on console because I do enjoy the RTS genre a lot, and a good console RTS is kind of hard to find. Halo Wars did it, and there's a couple others that did pretty well, but they're kind of hard to come by. So curious to how this turned out. We have Iron Harvest, the complete edition on the Xbox Series X. I got this brand new. Normally it's a fairly expensive fairly new release game, but I got it for cheap because of a summer sale at GameStop. Paid $15 for it, and this one is worth $33. And that's it. I think we did pretty well. We got some really great scores at Cash America, as you saw. Picked up a replacement 360, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while. Got a pretty hard to find Switch game and some nice little additions to the collection. So definitely getting back into the game hunting game. It's been great, and I'm glad to be back at it once again. So can't wait to see what the next adventure brings. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. That way you know when new videos drop. New videos in this series air on Fridays along with our Monday gaming video. Right now we are running through The Quarry. And I actually think I already have the next series lined up for after The Quarry. Maybe I'll launch it during, who knows. But I have a good idea of what game I want to try next for the channel. So keep an eye out. You might see an additional series in addition to The Quarry. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week on the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.